Hello everybody, welcome back to Mark Clemens Postcards. Couple videos ago I told you about some albums I recently purchased, and I showed you album number 1 and the contents of that, and in another video I showed you album 2 and the contents of that one. Well, this is the third part of that. This is album 3. I'm sorry to take so long to get around to it, but I've got a lot of projects going on recently, so anyway, here we are. This is album 3. Let's take a look at what was inside that. First of all, there's an interesting series here. Let me get a little bit better view here. All right. A series of cards. These are put out by Walkover Shoes. So this is a sort of an advertising series, although it doesn't feature those shoes directly. The name is on the back here. You can see that down the bottom of the card. Can you see it? I hope it's not too blurry. Anyway, the first card here is Julia Ward Howe. Tells you about the person on the card here. I can't read that right now, so I'm not sure who she is. Here is Ralph Waldo Emerson. Here is Robert Fulton. Here we have Oliver Wendell Holmes. As I said, these are all walkover shoes. This is John Marshall. William Cullen Bryant. Cyrus W. Field. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Sure you recognize a lot of these names. John Greenleaf Whittier. James Russell Lowell. John Howard Payne. Mark Twain. By the way, Mark Twain is my namesake. My name is Mark Clemens, and in school, I always got kidded that I was Samuel Clemens. So it's kind of a combination of my names. Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens. I've got one of each. Samuel F.B. Morse. Patrick Henry. Daniel Webster, Francis Scott Key, Paul Revere, John Paul Jones, Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Benjamin Franklin. I think that's all that I have of this series. I don't know how many cards were in that series, but that was quite a few there, and I don't know much about that. If anyone knows anything more about that series, I would welcome that information, but I'll have to research that a little bit. Now back to these other cards. Here is the Brown Derby Restaurant in Los Angeles, California. Here is Radio City in Hollywood, California. Here's the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in Indianapolis, Indiana. Along the National Old Trails in Western Maryland, Route 40, also known as the National Highway, multi-view card. Williamsport, Pennsylvania, home of the Little League Baseball World Series. Here is a military card. This is Camp Milford in Kent, Connecticut. I'm sorry, it's not a military card. It just says Camp Milford, Connecticut, for an ideal summer vacation. Here is the swimming pool in Seaside Heights, New Jersey. New Jersey shore towns are always good sellers. Again, Seaside Heights, New Jersey. This is Kittyland in the amusement park area. Here is the swimming pool at Coney Island and not in New York. This is Coney Island in Cincinnati, Ohio. American Legion Post, Lansford, PA. LaGuardia Field in New York. Berkeley Cartier Hotel at Asbury Park, New Jersey. Colorful view there. Locomotive number 1 in Southern Pacific Park, El Paso, Texas. There's a large letter from Niagara Falls. Patriotic card, American flag, says long may it wave. We're in Baltimore, Maryland. This is Mount Vernon Place and the Washington Monument. Here we are harvesting salt near the Great Salt Lake in Utah. Mackinac Island, Michigan. This is the Grand Hotel with the longest porch in the world. Back to Williamsport, Pennsylvania. This is the Market Street Bridge in an aerial view. Erie, Pennsylvania, Academy High School and Stadium. Frankenmuth, Michigan. This is Zender's, famous for chicken dinners. Washington, D.C., Greyhound Bus Terminal. Here is the Wigwam Village, a roadside stop in Birmingham, Alabama. That's a cool roadside card. Another bus terminal, Greyhound Bus Terminal in Cincinnati, Ohio. Hotel Harland in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Multi-view with views of the outside and the inside. Here is Rogers Theater in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Greetings from Chinatown in New York. Hotel Detroit, St. Petersburg, Florida. Home of Log Cabin brand citrus fruits in Clearwater, Florida. St. Augustine, Florida, Hotel Marion on the Bay. Tyrone, Pennsylvania, Masonic Building and the Pennsylvania Hotel. Maybe I'm a little too high here now. We could get a little closer to these. Another card in Tyrone, Pennsylvania. This is the Armory and the Moose Building. Tyrone again, Post Office. University of Minnesota, home of the Golden Gophers in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Campus scene at the University of Ohio in Akron, Ohio. Or is that the University of Akron? I'm not sure. Anyway, there that is. Here we have University of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is Point Lookout on Highway 70 in western North Carolina. This is Licking Creek on US 40 east of Hancock, Maryland. Sidling Hill Creek west of Hancock, Maryland. There is a hospital in Altoona, Pennsylvania. High school in Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. Chimney Rocks near Hollidaysburg, Pennsylvania. And a view on the Pennsylvania Turnpike looking through the Allegheny Tunnel. Another handful here. Another view on the Turnpike looking through one of the tunnels. Pennsylvania Turnpike west of Everett, Pennsylvania. This is the eastern terminus and interchange on the Turnpike between Harrisburg and Carlisle. That's when the Pennsylvania Turnpike was first built. That was the terminus, but it has been extended the whole way across the state and up to the north in the eastern part of the state. So this is not the end of the road here now. Another view on the Turnpike near Valley Forge and King of Prussia. Here is the Midway near Bedford, Pennsylvania. a famous rest stop along the highway. It used to be the midway point, but it is no longer. Generic greeting here, greetings from Block Island, Rhode Island, with a sunset scene. Providence, Rhode Island, Roger Williams Monument in Roger Williams Park. First Baptist Church, Providence, Rhode Island. Sorry, get that position properly. Here is a view at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway with a race in progress. And you can tell this is an old view because just from looking at the cars there. Here we are in Lake Wells, Florida. This is the Mountain Lake Sanctuary and the Singing Tower. Oriental Gardens in Jacksonville, Florida. Oriental Gardens, Jacksonville, Florida. Again, Oriental Gardens, Jacksonville. Silver Springs, Florida. Entrance to there. Aerial view of Tarpon Springs, Florida. Clearwater, Florida, the Pioneer Log Cabin. Fort Marion National Monument in St. Augustine, Florida. St. Augustine Roman Catholic Cathedral and Plaza at night. St. Augustine, the old slave market. St. Augustine, oldest schoolhouse. St. Augustine, Bridge of Lions. St. Augustine, Hotel Ponce de Leon. Gainesville, Florida. This is the auditorium at the University of Florida. Here we just some general greetings from Florida with a mother and baby pelicans. Here is a strawberry field in Florida. Here we have sausage trees in sunny Florida. Tarpon Springs seen at the Sponge Exchange. Can see lots of sponges there. Back to the University of Florida. This is the College of Law that's in Gainesville. St. Petersburg, view of the Municipal Pier. Tarpon Springs, this is the Sponge Fleet in the harbor. Beauty Rest Cabins. They are located in Bayard, Florida, south of Jacksonville. St. Augustine, Florida, Hotel Marion on the Bay. I think that's a duplicate. Winter Haven, Florida. This is the Haven Hotel. Jacksonville, Florida, Church of the Immaculate Conception. Another roadside. This is Hawthorne Court in Van Buren, Missouri. Here are the moving stairs in Chicago's subway. Here we have Henry's Restaurant in Charleston, Louisiana. I'm sorry, that was not Louisiana. Charleston, South Carolina, excuse me. This is Fort Sumter Memorial in Charleston, South Carolina. Sunken Gardens at Hampton Park, Charleston, South Carolina. Atlantic City, New Jersey, Hotel Boscobel or Boscobel. Charlotte, North Carolina, Selwyn Hotel. Coney Island Mall, Cincinnati, Ohio. Moonlight and High Tide near Savannah, Georgia. These are the Magnolia Gardens in Charleston, South Carolina. Somerville, South Carolina, Blossoms of Longleaf Pine. These are, I have to read these on the back. Charleston, South Carolina, Magnolia Gardens again. Magnolia Gardens, Charleston, South Carolina. Lanier's Oak in Macon, Georgia. Here we have Phoenix Park in Waycross, Georgia. And another roadside card. This is the Glen Haven Restaurant. And that is located in Glenville, Georgia. Get another handful here. This is the Tropical Splendor Dixon Park in Orlando, Florida. Sand in My Shoes, Florida. That's a little rhyme or verse or poem there. You can see the lady dumping out sand from her shoes. Here's a view at Silver Springs, Florida. The Bridal Chamber as viewed through the glass-bottom boats. Gainesville, Florida, University of Florida Science Hall. Tarpon Springs, kind of an aerial view there. Lake Adair in Orlando, Florida. A bare-butted boy with experiencing southern exposure in sunny Florida. This is a flamingo nesting in Florida. Kent's Restaurant in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Another of the same card. Different view of Kent's Restaurant in Atlantic City. Or actually, I think that's a different restaurant. If I'm not mistaken, Kent's had several different locations. So I believe that is 2 different locations. Here you have the Horseshoe Curve near Altoona in Pennsylvania. Here is the post office in Altoona, PA, the City Hall in Altoona, PA. Here we are at the U.S. Naval Training Center in Bainbridge, Maryland. This is the swimming pool. Annapolis, Maryland, Tecumseh Monument at the Naval Academy. Back to Jacksonville, Florida. This is the main gate to the U.S. Naval Air Station. Annapolis, Maryland, the Regiment of Midshipmen at the Noonday Meal, Bancroft Hall, U.S. Naval Academy. Annapolis, Regiment of Midshipmen in the Dress Parade, U.S. Naval Academy. U.S. Naval Academy again in Annapolis, Roll Call Formation. Annapolis, Maryland, Crypt of John Paul Jones in the Naval Academy. Annapolis, Maryland, U.S. Naval Academy airplane view showing the hospital. U.S. Naval Academy, midshipmen in formation there. Lewistown, Pennsylvania. This is the Mifflin County Jail. Marion, Ohio, Palace Theater. Cool theater view. Great Salt Lake, Utah. This is the Salt Air Pavilion and people floating in the salt water. Here's a scene at the Illinois State Penitentiary at Stateville, Illinois. This is an interior view of the cell house, and you can see it. That's interesting. There's a center watchtower and a circular cells that go around, so you can kind of keep watch on the entire place at one time. That's interesting. Well, you can't really keep watch because you need at least 2 people to be looking opposite directions. Otherwise, you wouldn't know what was going on behind your back, I guess. New York City, the Roxy Theater. New Orleans, this is the vaults of the Old St. Louis Cemetery, decorated on All Saints' Day. Here is a view in Oklahoma. These are the oil fields. This is Veith's Cafe in Nevada, Missouri. Nice multi-view card. Here we have Hollywood, California. This is the Sun Motel. Now we go to the Ozarks. This is the south approach to the Bagnell Dam, Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. Roadside card. We have Travelers Hotel Court in Maryville, Tennessee. Another roadside, Pine View Tourist Court, north of the Georgia-Florida state line. I'm not sure what the town would be there. It says Woodbine, possibly, would be the nearest town to that. Here's the Hotel Pennsylvania in Atlantic City. Hotel Hamburg, I believe that is in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. Nice multi-view again. Here are the tourist town cottages in Cloverdale, Virginia, north of Roanoke, Virginia. Multi-view card. Here is Gins Motor Court in East Palatka, Florida. Same card, so we got two of those. Here's another tourist town cottages, so we got two of those. Here's the Magnolia Motor Court, Hardyville, South Carolina. White Pillars Motel, Norwich, Ohio. White House Cottages and Guest House, Verona, Virginia. The Gardens Motel and Restaurant in Theodore, Alabama. Dragon's Den Restaurant and Bar in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Here's Gary's Duck Inn in Orlando, Florida. Gary is famous for its cocktail bar. Jumbo shrimp platter. Interesting card. Sorry it took so long on that one. In Colonial Beach, it's the Monte Carlo Surf Room, Dancing and Cocktails. Here is the Sunset Manor Motel and Restaurant. And that is located in Portsmouth, Virginia. Yep, Portsmouth, Virginia. Again, nice, colorful multi-view card. Here's the Metropolitan Restaurant in Winchester, Virginia. Cool interior view. Grab another handful. Dutch Cupboard in Gettysburg, PA. Another restaurant. This is the Cabin Kitchen, located in Pennsylvania's hunting and fishing area. It's not giving a town, but, oh, I'm sorry, Emporium, Pennsylvania. Yeah. Here's the Country House Restaurant in New Kingston, Pennsylvania. Here we have the Heidelberg House Restaurant in Chicago. A German theme there. Again, a multi-view card. I got two of those. Here's the world-famous Dude Ranch on the boardwalk in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Here is the Mayflower. Can't read that on the front. Mayflower Donuts, says Maxwell House Coffee and this is in Miami, I guess. The Mayflower Shop, famous for coffee and donuts. Here is Hogg's Hotel in Charlottesville, Virginia. And I have actually eaten here once. My wife and I were here once many years ago and sat in this very dining room. We were the only people there at the time. This was right next door to the famous Roadside America miniature village that I've showed you cards of. Here is the Arch Spring Natural Bridge, Blair County, Pennsylvania. Here is a view of Canal Street in New Orleans, Louisiana. San Francisco, cable car on the turntable. Indianapolis, Indiana, Washington Street looking east. These are our coke ovens and coal tipple in Fayette County, Pennsylvania. Anderson's Restaurant in Buellton, California, famous for their pea soup. Here you can see these guys hard at work making the peas for the pea soup. Here's a swimming pool at Moores Park in Lansing, Michigan. Johnstown, Pennsylvania. This is the University of Pittsburgh Junior College and the Senior High School. Sharon, Pennsylvania. The Christian H. Buell Hospital. Sharon, Pennsylvania, Pine Hollow Boulevard and Oakland Avenue Viaduct. Wisconsin Dells, this is a Silver Dollar line. Recreational facilities at Kentucky Tennessee Lake in West Kentucky near Scott Fitchburg Bridge, maybe that's what that is. Paris Landing State Park. A lot to read there. Lake Winnipesaukee, New Hampshire. There's some steamboats on the lake. Motel, we have Siesta Court, Allendale, South Carolina. The Two Light Motel in Holly Hill, Florida. Another, we've seen this card before, so that's a triplicate, I believe. Here's a generic greeting from Osceola Mills, Pennsylvania. Not an actual scene in Osceola Mills, just a generic view. Here's another generic view. Greetings from Bellwood, Pennsylvania. Greetings from Cipher, Pennsylvania. Another Arch Spring Tunnel. We just saw that card a minute ago. Here's a generic greeting from Frieden's, PA. Another from Frieden's. Yet another from Frieden's. It says bathing beach. And I can tell you that Frieden's is nowhere near a bathing beach. Another greetings from Frieden's. Greetings from Frieden's. Here we have the Santa Fe train crossing the Canyon Diablo near Winslow, Arizona. Such a fine sight to see. Here we are near Topic, Arizona. This is the Santa Fe Bridge over the Colorado River. Here is the entrance to the Old Pueblo in the southwest U.S. Here's the Francis Scott Key Hotel and Monument, and that is located in Frederick, Maryland. Sorry there. Here's LaGuardia Field, again in New York. I think we've seen this card before. Madison Square Garden in New York City. Main Street in Lock Haven, Pennsylvania at night. Bellefonte, PA. Here's the county courthouse. State College, PA, at the Pennsylvania State College. This is the Home Economics Building. Indianapolis, Indiana, Municipal Airport. Quite sure it doesn't look like that anymore. Atlantic City, New Jersey, Hammonds Million Dollar Pier. Here we're back in Miami, Florida. This is the West Flagler Kennel Club, and you can see it's a dog track, and the dogs are off to the races. Great Stone Face at the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. That looks like Warren G. Harding. Here we have the Cherokee Amphitheater, Cherokee, North Carolina. Large letter card, greetings from Michigan. Another large letter, greetings from Missouri. Greetings from Montana. Greetings from Guthrie, Kentucky. Greetings from Los Angeles, California. And the last stack out of this album, this way. Greetings from Baltimore, Maryland, large letter. Greetings from Oregon. Greetings from Kansas. Greetings from Indiana. Greetings from Delaware. Greetings from Michigan. Greetings from Louisiana. I don't collect large letter cards myself, but I think if you did, it would drive you nuts because there are so many different sets and series of these and different looks. Probably drive you insane trying to get them all. Here's a greetings from Iowa. Greetings from Indiana. Greetings from Ohio. Greetings from Oregon. Louisiana. Kansas. Missouri. New Jersey. California. Pennsylvania. West Virginia. Kentucky. And I guess that's all of those. Here's another view of the Midway on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, the Midway rest stop. Here is Snyder's Gateway Inn and Coffee Shop. This is at, I think it's at Breezewood, Pennsylvania, at the interchange in Breezewood on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Another view on the Turnpike, a multi-view with various scenes around the Turnpike. And, well, the top three are the Turnpike. The bottom two, one is Pittsburgh and one is Harrisburg. Here's the Francis Scott Key Hotel Monument again. That's a duplicate. Here is the Nixon Hotel in Butler, Pennsylvania. Marshall Field and Company store in Chicago. Insular District Hospital at Ponce, Puerto Rico. This is the Rio on the shore of Lake Michigan in New Buffalo, Michigan. Choice Foods and Liquors. Yes, I assumed it was a restaurant of some kind. Here's the French Market in Nolens, Louisiana. Back to the high school in Hollidaysburg. Think we saw that before. There's the Horseshoe Curve. We saw that before. Newport, Rhode Island. This is the Cliff Walk. Back on the Turnpike, approaching Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, and King of Prussia. Another generic greeting from Cipher, Pennsylvania. The state capitol in Salt Lake City, Utah. Here is the state capitol at night in Atlanta, Georgia. This is a toast card. I guess we're toasting Ohio. Toast to the Buckeye State. This is Will Rogers Memorial Museum, Claremore, Oklahoma. And the very last card of album number 3. This is Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and the entrance to Brandon Park. So that's all of album number 3, and I hope you have enjoyed it. I thank you for watching, and I have one more album to do, album number 4, and I will get to that as soon as I can. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.